Assalamu alaikum and dobry wieczór, everyone. Today's khutbah was a carryover from last week about things that we need to remind ourselves of in order to live the way that Allah commands us to live. And the brother mentioned the hadith about Jibril coming to the Prophet, peace be on him, when he was sitting with some of his companions, and Jibril came in a human form and just walked up to Muhammad and said something like, "What is Islam?" And then Muhammad would proceed to explain what Islam is about. He mentioned the 5 pillars of the Shahada, belief in one God, and that Muhammad is a messenger of God, and that we need to do the 5 daily prayers or salat every day, and we need to pay the zakat or obligatory charity if we are financially able to do so. And I still have to figure that one out, whether I can do it or not, but I would like to. But then, of course, the next pillar being fasting the month of Ramadan, which is coming up pretty soon. So this is good timing. And of course, the 5th pillar would be Hajj if you are capable of doing that. And inshallah, I would love to do that. But then, after Muhammad would describe this, Jibril says, "You're correct." And his companions, I guess, if I remember this right, were kind of awestruck by the fact that this guy would come up and get in Muhammad's face and ask him that, and then after hearing the answer say, "You're correct." But he also went on to, or the brother also went on to say that we need to instill this in the kids, the next generation, because if we don't do it, if we don't teach the children their deen, then how are they going to pass it on? And again, another reminder of racking up the good deeds and stay away from the bad deeds. And he also talked about how we need to learn ourselves in order to teach others. And he reminded us again that when you teach someone something good and they do it, you get the reward along with the person who does the good deed that you taught them. And he mentioned the example of helping to build a masjid. If you help to build a masjid in any way, whether you physically do labor or you give a donation of money or material, and you do it for the sake of Allah, and then once the masjid is built and people come to pray in it, even after you die, every time someone prays in a masjid that you helped to build, you continue to earn rewards for that. And but that was just an example of what we can do to continue to gain extra rewards from Allah. And but as far as teaching the children, if you do not know about your religion, how can you teach the children? So the adults have to bone up so that they can teach the kids. Boning up is a phrase that I grew up listening to. Basically means to study, to cram it in your head, to seek the knowledge yourself before you can pass it on. You know, I can't teach someone how to speak Hebrew if I don't know it myself, just as an example. But I could teach someone some Spanish because I already know Spanish. But that's just an example. And for instance, if I teach someone some Spanish and then that person ends up helping someone who speaks Spanish, I get the reward for teaching them that. So but you have to start with teaching. And he also mentioned about praying with the kids. If you have kids at home and you're praying at home, the adults get the kids to pray with them in order to teach them how to pray, how to recite the Quran, and you know, learning why you do what you do, so that we all can become better Muslims, and the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us can continue to be passed on. And if this keeps up, we can preserve it and keep it going from generation to generation until Yom Al-Qiyamah. So that was basically it for today, and inshallah I'll come back with another khutbah summary next week. But in the meantime, who knows what I'll do. So, assalamu alaikum, do widzenia, and miasr mila.